Hi there everybody. My name is Dawn and I work at the Alameda Free Library. Welcome to the YouTube channel. And today is First Friday. So today I'm going to be reading the first chapter from this wonderful book called Planet Earth is Blue. And it is by Nicole Panteleakos. So this is at the library. So hopefully you'll really like it and you'll want to check it out. It's about a girl with autism and her extraordinary mind and the bond between sisters. And it says here, Nova is a character you will never forget. He will break your heart and put it back together again in a new way. She felt so real. That's what somebody said. Okay, Planet Earth is blue. And here in the front, it says, grown-ups never understand anything by themselves. It is tiresome for children to always and forever be explaining things to them. And that quote is from The Petit Prince. There we go. Bridget was gone, and Nova was broken. Nova hadn't wanted to run away from the last foster family. They were nice enough. Sure, it wasn't easy sharing one bedroom with 4 other girls in 3 sets of bunk beds. There was no privacy for Bridget, who liked her space. And there was no room for hand flapping or bouncing, which Nova liked to do while pretending she was in space. Plus, there was a rule. No shower could last more than 8 minutes. And they weren't allowed to watch TV, listen to records, or drink anything with caffeine. But there had been hot oatmeal in the mornings, cold lemonades with lunch, warm blankets at night. Nobody yelled bad words or spanked them. Nobody made Bridget scrub floors like Cinderella. Nobody called Nova Dumbo because she couldn't speak. Most importantly, they were together. Bridget hated it anyway. I'm out of here, she kept saying. I can't stand another day. I'm losing my mind. Nova wasn't worried then. She knew they'd end up somewhere else eventually. When the time came, though, leaving was different. No social worker to transport them, no paperwork for adults to sign. Bridget didn't even glare at the failed foster parents and say goodbye. Nova and Bridget just piled into a car and drove away. This was not their routine, which made Nova's tummy hurt because she hated goodbyes. But she hated deviating from the routine even more. Don't worry, Bridget had kissed Nova's forehead. I'll take care of you like I've always taken care of you. Now Bridget was gone, and Nova was worried. She rocked back and forth on her knees, hugging Nasa Bear to her chest, and glanced around her newest bedroom, the first room she'd ever had all to herself. Diagonal from the door was a double bed with a fancy carved headboard. The mattress was soft, the pillow was softer, and the blanket was plush and purple, covered in tiny silver stars. It was too big. The bedroom was long but narrow. It had 2 windows, one facing the front yard and the other facing the back. Out back there was an in-ground pool covered up for the winter. Out front, a pathway leading to the door was guarded by 2 giant stone lions. At midnight, the town switched off the streetlights, which made Nova happy because total darkness meant she could see the Big Dipper lurking along the horizon, where the sun set shortly before dinner each night. It was too nice. The upstairs bathroom had a tub long enough to stretch out in. The kitchen always smelled of fresh-baked brownies or banana bread, and the colour television had a remote control. Most rooms had wall-to-wall carpeting. There was lots of windows through which the sun shone. It was too much like a home. Nova didn't want it to start feeling like home. Bridget always warned, if it feels like home, it's harder to leave. Nova hugged her teddy bear tighter, trying to picture her big sister in the bedroom beside her. What had Bridget been thinking, deciding to run away like that? It was already January 1986, and in August she'd be 18. Then Bridget could raise Nova herself, like they'd always planned. Only Bridget was gone. and Nova was lonely. You'll start school on Monday, new foster mother Francine warned during breakfast. Nova hated new schools more than she hated new foster families. New schools always spent the first week or two testing her and always came to the same conclusion. Cannot speak, does not speak, severely mentally retarded. Bridget hated the word retarded. My sister's not dumb, she'd tell anyone who'd listen. She's a thinker, not a talker. The truth was Nova rarely spoke, and when she did, she had difficulty controlling her volume. So sometimes she'd be whispering on a crowded playground, and other times she'd be shouting in church. Even when she did manage to find the right sound, forming a whole word on its own would be a challenge. She could say oh, okay, but not okay. She could say wa or ter, but not water. And sometimes when she tried to say a simple word like cat, an entirely different word would come out like boo, which didn't make any sense to anyone, not even to Bridget. Most of the time, Nova didn't bother to speak at all. Rocking back and forth on top of the fluffy blankets in the bedroom she had all to herself, Nova wondered for the 2 millionth time where Bridget had gone and whether she could keep her promise to return in time to see the first teacher skyrocket into space. No matter where we end up, Bridget had said, even if we are separated for a while, I'll come back to see NASA make history, okay? I wouldn't miss it for the world. Both sisters have been dying to see Challenger launch ever since President Reagan announced the contest to find the perfect teacher over a year ago. Nova was glad the waiting was almost over. She wondered if Bridget was glad too. Nova kissed NASA's bear's belly, his plastic bubble astronaut helmet pressed against her forehead. It had been a gift from their mama, who had strange ideas about how the 1969 moon landing actually happened. Government orchestrated, Mama liked to say. All on a soundstage, babies, thanks to movie magic. Did you see the way the astronauts' boots kicked up dirt? The way the flag waved? There's no wind on the moon, girls. How was it waving? It was government orchestrated, that's how. That means the government made it up to trick us. Their mama thought a lot of things were government orchestrated. Nova, honey, foster mother Francine called through the cracked open bedroom door. How about we go to the store and get you some school clothes? You're almost grown out of everything the last family sent. Most of what the last family sent wasn't hers, but they needed to seem like they had been providing more than fraying sweaters and 2 small stretch pants, so they sent along a big cardboard box full of clothes their other foster daughters were growing out of. They kept the heavy winter coat they bought for Nova and all the slouch socks Bridget had given her for her 12th birthday. The only clothes in the box Nova would willingly wear were 3 pairs of PJs, 1 pair of red overalls, and 2 T-shirts she inherited from her sister. The first had the words "one small step" on the front with the moon landing date on the back, July the 20th, 1969. The second was from David Bowie's 1978 World Tour, black with red and blue print, which they'd found at a thrift shop. Nova's other possessions included NASA Bear, Bridget's Walkman and favourite mixtape, and little people figures who looked like an astronaut, the one they'd stolen from a previous foster home when they had so many Fisher-Price sets no one would notice a small spiral-bound notebook, The Little Prince by Antoine de Saint-Exupéry, a few faded photographs, a box of 64 Crayola crayons, and a silver-banded mood ring with a sky blue stone that didn't change colour anymore. Francine and Billy had given Nova a toy box, her first ever toy box, in which she could keep her treasures. It was a large wooden crate with Joni Rose stenciled across the top in flowery carnation pink letters. It belonged to our daughter when she was little, Francine had explained. Pink is Joni's favourite colour. She's so happy to have you here, Nova. She hated being the youngest and the only girl. Growing up with 3 big brothers was lonely, I think. James, Joseph and John, those were the 3 big brothers. Shortly after Nova and I arrived at the Wests, Billy had pointed to a picture of the boys hanging on the wall about the television. My 3 sons, he said proudly, Dr. James, Carpenter Joseph, and Recreation Director John. Nova couldn't ask where the 3 brothers had gone, whether they disappeared like Bridget. Maybe they went to the moon, thought Nova, picturing the boys from the picture floating weightlessly above a crater. She imagined James with a stethoscope and Joseph with a hammer, but did not know what a recreation director might have. Every Christmas, Joni wrote Santa asking for a little sister, but we had our hands full then. Nova glanced down at Francine's hands. They weren't full anymore. They were placed upon the wooden lid of the toy box. Her nails were long and shiny, and she wore 3 rings, 2 sparkly gold ones on her left hand to show she was married, and 1 thin silver band on her right pinky. Her fingers ran over the letters spelling Joni Rose, like there was something in the box much more important than toys. When the weather gets nicer, Francina continued, we'll buy some wood stain and paint and have it redone with your name. Nova stared at the toy box and imagined her name in place of Joni's. Nova B. Vazina. It was a perfect name, Bridget said so. And Bridget never lied. Nova, asked Francine, poking her head into the bedroom, tugging Nova from the memory. Clothes shopping? Nova shook her head 1, 2, 3, 4 times. She did not want to go clothes shopping. She hated trying on pants that pushed against her belly, and socks that touched her ankles, and shirts with itchy tags and dresses. Oh, the dresses. Nothing could be worse than something she had to wear tights under. Tights stretched from her waist to her feet and always had a seam line across the toes. She hated lines across her toes. Francine stepped all the way into the room, which made Nova hug Nasa Bear tighter. Mrs. Steele told me how you feel about clothes, but we need to find out at least enough to get you through the first week of school, right? You can't wear jammies forever. Mrs. Steele had been Bridget and Nova's social worker for most of the years they'd been in foster care. She was okay, except she used the R word a lot. Cannot read, does not speak, severely mentally retarded. Bridget hated the R word. Nova? Nova let out an involuntary squeak. That happened sometimes. She couldn't help making noise, even when she was trying her hardest not to. Francine sat cross-legged on the foot of the bed facing Nova. I'm sorry, I know this must be very difficult, but Billy and I are so happy to have you here. So is Joni. Billy was Francine's husband, Nova's new foster father, and Joni was their daughter, home from college on winter break. Said Nova, nodding her head ever so slightly. She imagined what Bridget would say. Suck it up, Supernova, 'cause she can't go to school naked. Naked. Nova's lips curled into a smile, then parted to let her high screech, followed by several hiccupy squeals. Her body twitched, her hands flailed. Bridget loved the word naked. Are you laughing? Asked Francine, her smile grown into a grin. I haven't heard you laugh before. I love your laugh. Francine laughed too. For some reason, so Nova kept right on flailing and twitching and laughing about Bridget and Nicky. She laughed until tears stung her eyes. She used Nasa Bear's matted furry leg to wipe them away. Naked. Oh, Bridget. Come with me, Nova. You can pick out whatever's comfortable. If you want to buy nothing but T-shirts and overalls, that's fine. No dresses, I promise. Francine stood holding her hand. Nova mulled this over for a moment before taking Francine's hand and allowing herself to be led out of the bedroom, not loosening her grip on Nasa Bear. Maybe clothes shopping with Francine wouldn't be too bad. Maybe they could buy slouch socks. Now this is a letter to Bridget. Countdown 10. January the 18th, 1986. Dear Bridget, T-minus 10 days until Challenger launch. Today is Saturday. I don't know how long it's been since I got here, but you missed Christmas. I missed you on Christmas. It was not Christmas without you. I'm sorry I did not write before today. My hands and arms and shoulders were hurting and I was tired. Plus, maybe I was angry. I am angry because you are gone. I'm angry because Christmas was not Christmas without you. I'm angry because only you can understand my letters, because everyone else calls them scribbles, because without you here to see the words I try to make, it's like I'm writing to nobody. I'm ready for you to come back. I have a new foster family. The mum is Francine West. She is tall and skinny with light skin and light hair. The dad is Billy West. He is shorter and round with dark skin and no hair. They have a daughter named Joni West who lives here except when she's at college, plus 3 grown-up sons who live far away. Francine says I'm their first ever foster child. I laughed today and she did not yell. Stop making that weird noise, like our last foster mother. Francine laughed when I laughed, but it did not feel mean like when kids laugh. Will you be mad, Bridget, if I laugh if you're not here? Will you be mad if I laugh with Francine? I know you always say foster families are not forever families and we should not get attached, but I think you might like Francine. She talks to me the way people talk to you. Not too loud and too slow, the way they talk to me. She talks to me like I'm a person. This is a nice house, Bridget. There are 4 big bedrooms. One is for Billy and Francine, one is for Joni, one is for me, and they said the downstairs one is for guests. My bedroom has a door in the back of the closet that goes to the attic, which is my favourite part of the house, even though there's a lot of dust that makes me sneeze. The attic is dark with sloped wooden ceilings and round windows at the far end. It is a perfect place to pretend to be in space. In the upstairs living room, they have cable. Have you seen cable? Cable is where there are extra TV channels, and one is called Nickelodeon, special for kids. And Nickelodeon has a show of The Little Prince, the same one from our book. Joni puts it on for me every single day and does not get mad when it makes me happy. I jump on the couch and I squeak and I flap. She just says, sit quietly, Nova, and then I try to sit quietly. The launch is in 10 days, Bridget. It was in the newspaper this morning. Billy read it out loud. T-minus 10 days until Challenger launches. I am glad it's 10 days. I can count up to 10 and I can count down from 10. 10 is my best number. Every countdown starts with 10. This means you have 10 days to find me so we can watch it together like you promised. Maybe if you decide it's okay to be a foster kid again, Francine and Billy will let you have the guest room. It does not lead to the attic or even the basement, but it has carpeting. Please come back. I miss you. Love, your Supernova. So, that was a little bit of Planet Earth is Blue. It is at the library for you to check out. And it is a wonderful, wonderful book. So please check it out. And I will see you again soon. Okay, guys. Bye.